Hello everyone, it's Kay here from Taunton. It's a miserable old day, windy, rainy, excuse the raindrops on the conservatory roof if it does start to really helter-skelter down. We've tried to catch it in a bit of a lull. It's just a great crafting day really. So the film crew and I are in the conservatory. He's working on a model boat, and I've been playing with this wonderful collection, Authentique Harmony collection. I was sent it some time ago through my design team coordinator, Edie Jane Clark, who is the main person at Handy Hippo, who sort of sends out all the design team packages and that kind of thing. And I just wanted to use this today. I don't know why, I've been thinking gardens. I guess because mine looks in a bit of a state, you know, it's winter time and your garden never really looks its best, and thinking about what we're going to have to do at the beginning of next year to start getting it all in order. And this paper pack came to mind, which I did talk about originally some time ago. It is absolutely superb. I really did not appreciate how wonderful it is. We're thinking, between us, the film crew and I, that it's probably about 260, 280 GSM, but nothing is actually written on the pad. It is described as 20 sheets of two-sided designer paper, and it's 12 by 12, clearly from the size of it. And I'll just show you some of the sheets, which are really, really very, very lovely indeed. They're easy to remove from the packaging, and you get two sheets of double-sided paper, but it feels more like card. It's every bit on a par to the Graphics 45. The difference being, I think, the colour tone and pigmentation of the papers. That is what makes the difference between them. From a thickness point of view, from a quality point of view, they are very much on a par with Graphic 45. You can see as I turn the sheets, they are double-sided. This is a stripe as opposed to a leaf or a feather. Then there's this yellow one, and on the back of it is a larger design from the design that's on the front. I haven't used this yellow because it wasn't in keeping with my design that I've used. Also birds and cages with red honeycomb on the back. These beautiful birds in flight. You get this size of bird on one side, this size on the other. Then these wonderful sunflowers, I'm assuming they are smaller on the back than they are on the front. Then butterflies. Oops, if I can just open it. And these are again variable size. You've got the very small ones on one side, larger ones on the other. We then have this beautiful corner design here, and it's almost a graph paper, squared graph paper in the background with like a water design going through it. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's a matte coloration, and it is very well covered in the paper, but it doesn't have that sheen that the Graphic 45 has. This is roses with doilies on the background, and then there's another vintage with a bird in the corner, and lots of embellishments. Great for journaling or just filling up pages really. And then this one, which is absolutely gorgeous, with a bit of a Frenchy vintage feel to it, with the birds and script and all that kind of thing. It is really gorgeous, and that's got a dark polka dot on the back. And then you have plain sheets. I've used a couple, but again they're double-sided, so you can take your choice of what colours you want to marry up together. All in all, a superb paper pack. Now you may remember some time ago, some of you ladies may remember, that I did a waterfall album which I craft lifted from my scrapper's sister Ginger, and I decided I wanted to have another go at that, but I've made it into a garden theme. I've just used this ring binder on the back and put some trim through it, just because I envisaged it being able to be hung up on a peg or some such, because I've turned it into a sort of garden planner. That's the only way I can describe it. So I've put the bird paper on that you saw in the pad on the front, used some leaf embellishments, some little pearl doodads, this floral little thing on the front there, which is a double layered flower. Just put a pearl doodad in the centre and brought one of the green pearls down into the centre of the larger pearl flower, and then there's a little embellishment here which is quite freestanding. I'm hoping that's being picked up by the camera before I open up and show you what's going on inside. So we've got a little area here, a pocket. I'll just pull that up a little bit. What I've put inside the pocket is a little bit on the thick side, I think, but it can be obviously remedied at another time. You can then bring this down to the centre if you want to, and then there are all these places for putting photographs or seed packets or little annotations that you might want to just use with post-its about where you are in your garden planning, or photographs of how your garden is looking as the seasons go on. I then made this garden planner, which I'm really quite pleased with. It's just a little piece of card that's been folded. I've printed out garden planner on the internet. I've used the bird paper, but it is the smaller side of the paper, and punched down each side. More leaf work and a flower. I didn't want to embellish it too heavily because it has to fit into that pocket on the front. And as you open it, on reflection, I should have put this first page over and sealed it down to the inside of the planner, but I didn't. And what I've done is given a page to each of the months, as you can see, printed out the months, layered and matted them so that they go all the way through the seasons with blank pages. Again, you could put notes on how you wanted to do things, or things that were coming up that perhaps you wanted to jot down in memory for a memory point, from a memory point of view. I've just stitched all the pages together just to bind it tightly, and it's held in with glue. When you get to December, there are then some pages just for general purpose jottings to take you through to the next season, or remind you of things that worked very well within the previous season. This book, of course, can be replaced annually, and it can be stored in the little pocket so that each time the year ends, you can just cast away one book, put another book in the pocket, take away all your post-its or whatever you've used, maybe photographs. If you put them in carefully, they can always be removed, and the whole thing can be used again for another season in the garden. So I hope you find that helpful. I hope it inspires you and, you know, affords you the opportunity to look at the Authentique Paper again in greater detail. I'm delighted to tell you that Handy Hippo do currently have a 15% sale going on, and that's across the board for all their products, and that goes from today, the 26th of February, December, sorry, I don't know where my head is, from the 26th of December, thank you film crew, to the 28th of December, and the promotional code is BOX in capital letters box 15. Thank you very much for watching. Do pop over to Handy Hippo and have a little look. Thank you. Take care everyone. Goodbye.